Good morning, student. We have studied Father Returning Home 2.5 poem, and today we are going to discuss about the figures of speech from Father Returning Home. This particular video is prepared by me itself, Abasaheb Kakade Junior College, Shevgaon. This is a poem by Dilip Chitre, and he is an Indian poet. Now, first figure of speech from the poem is simile. What is mean by simile? Simile is a direct comparison between two objects. Here we have taken example from the poem, like a word dropped from a long sentence. Now here, father getting off the train is compared to a word dropped unnoticed, as many other words are there. Students, as if we have long sentence and if we drop any one particular word from that sentence, then it becomes unnoticed. In the same way, when father was traveling by the train, when he left from the train, at that time, people didn't notice towards the father of the poet. And so here poet compared a word dropping from a long sentence with fathers getting off from the train. Then second figure of speech is alliteration. Now what is mean alliteration? We have discussed earlier also. It is very easy and simple figure of speech. Alliteration is the repetition of a letter or a sound. In Marathi, जेव्हा एखाद्या ओळीमध्ये एखादे अक्षर त्या ओळीतील कुठल्याही शब्दामध्ये पुन्हा पुन्हा येत असेल तर त्याला alliteration म्हणायचे. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, वी हॅव टेकन एक्झाम्पल फ्रॉम द पोएम इटसेल्फ. My father travels on the late evening train. Here, sound T is repeated. Travels, this word begins with T, as well as train begin with T, and that's why sound T is repeated. Second example, suburbs slide past his unseen eyes. Now, in this second sentence, yes sound is repeated. Suburbs begins with yes, slide begins with yes, and so here yes sound is repeated. Then next example of alliteration, man's estrangement from a man-made world. Now here in this example, the sound yum is repeated. Man's begins with yum, then again man begins with yum, made begins with world, and so here in these examples we have the figure of speech of alliteration. Then we turn towards the next figure of speech, and that is repetition. Now repetition means repetition of a word. In Marathi, एखाद्या ओळीमध्ये एखादा शब्द जर पुन्हा पुन्हा येत असेल तर त्याला रिपिटेशन म्हणतात. हियर इन दिस पोयम, ही हरीज, these words are repeated in lines 10 and 12. This is used to emphasize the father's eagerness to get home, back to shelter from the wet, back to his family after a long day at work. या ओळीमध्ये ही हरीज हे दोन शब्द रिपीट झालेले आहेत, लाईन नंबर 10 आणि 12. For what purpose this repetition is there? It indicates father's eagerness to get home. वडिलांना घरी जाण्याची जी तीव्र इच्छा आहे ती त्यातनं व्यक्त झालेली आहे. त्यांचे पूर्ण कपडे ओले झालेले आहेत, पाऊस येत आहे, and that's why he want to back to shelter from the wet, back to his family after a long day at work. आणि दिवसभर काम केल्यानंतर ते आपल्या घराकडे जात आहेत. The next figure of speech is transferred epithet. Now first, what is mean by transferred epithet? An adjective qualifies a noun other than the person or thing it is actually describing. In other words, the epithet transferred from the noun, it is meant to describe to another noun in the sentence. Here students, epithet means an adjective, and when adjective is transferred from the noun, it is meant to describe another noun in the sentence. एखादं ऑब्जेक्ट, एखादं ॲडजेक्टिव्ह ज्यावेळेस आपण नाम दर्शविण्यासाठी वापरतो त्यावेळेस त्याची अदलाबदल केली जाते, त्या फिगर ऑफ स्पीचला म्हटलं जातं ट्रान्सफर्ड एपिथेट. हिअर वी हॅव वन एक्झाम्पल. Suburbs slide past his unseeing eyes. Now in this example, unseeing, this particular adjective is transferred to eyes. The eyes are seeing but his mind is not registering any sight. डोळे हे अनसिंग असू शकत नाहीत, मात्र हे जे ॲडजेक्टिव्ह आहे अनसिंग हे आईजसाठी वापरलेलं आहे. प्रत्यक्षात डोळे अनसिंग नाही आहेत, तर त्याचा जो माइंड आहे, त्याचं जे मन आहे, ते मन कुठलाही प्रकारचं सीन पाहण्यासाठी काय आहे. सो द क्वालिटी ऑफ नॉट सीइंग इज गिव्हन टू द आय. आणि म्हणून न पाहण्याची ही जी क्वालिटी आहे, ही क्वालिटी कुणाला दिलेली आहे, तर डोळ्यांसाठी वापरलेली आहे. So students, this is how we have the figure of speech used in this poem. Study these figures of speech well and write down these figures of speech in your notebook. We'll stop here.